Hey guys, welcome back to Laura's Cozy Corner. I am in my kitchen right now. It's Sunday. I woke up late and starting to do my dishes and stuff. I'm running low on bread and I realized that it was the best bread I've ever made, so I wanted to share it with you all. This might be a lengthy video, I'm not sure, because I was going to show you from start to finish on the bread. This might be put in parts because I don't do the cap cut anymore. It's just easier on my time and the memory on my phone, so bear with me. I want to take you over here real quick and wanted to show you what all I'm using. This is my stand mixer. It's not a KitchenAid, it's a Farberware, and I think it works just as well. This KitchenAid was a little bit more higher than my paycheck would allow, so, but I keep my little cheat sheet there, but it also comes with different mixing things here, and it has the dough hook, and that's what I'll be using to make the bread. And y'all can't see. Let's see if I can't turn it here. My countertop's kind of full. Here, you go this way. There we go. And I bring it a little bit closer here. So it's a Farberware, and this is the little attachment. And this is a nice little splash guard thing that comes with it. So I got the recipe from Holler Homestead. Meg, she's very good at making things and stuff. I encourage you to watch them, Holler Homestead, on YouTube. And I went by her recipe a few times and I found out the best way for here. You have to kind of adjust it with your living area. So that's what I'm going by. It says 2 tablespoons of yeast, and I have leftover active dry yeast, and I mean leftover because it's October the 21st is when it's out of date. I've used older in the previous bread that I've made, and it turns out just fine. So I don't know if it has anything to do with how I'm storing it, because I kept it in this jar, an old candle jar, and it's got a nice rubber seal on it. I also have it in this container too, but I've also bought this active dry yeast where I can just spoon it out for later use. So I'll be using this one today, 2 packets of those. And let me get my scissors. Oh, I already brought them over here. Silly Laura. Let me bring you a little bit closer into my pot here, maybe. Alright, let's see if we can adjust you a little bit more. And I'm cutting 2 at a time here. I hear my son in the background just waking up here at 2:30 in the afternoon because he stays up playing VR. Right, Parker?
Yeah, I thought you, alarm should wake up at 7. Why didn't you wake me up?
Because you told me you was going to sleep. And I didn't want to get up either. I was up too late. Alright, so I got the yeast in there. To activate this yeast, you gotta have sugar or honey and warm water. And she says to mix the yeast, water, so I'm gonna use water from the tap over here, just warm water. Which I've got it on hot for me. I poured water into this filter thing to help save on water here. And she says 2 cups of warm water. Two cups of warm water. Pour it down in here. And then, let's see. She says the honey. And she says 1 tablespoon of honey. And I went with 2 tablespoons of honey this last batch. And it tasted pretty good. Nice and soft for here in my part of the world, I guess. The honey that I use right now, I buy it at Walmart. It says wild raw honey, so that's what I use right now. Till I can come up with enough money to buy local honey. This is what I got so far. This has the comb in it, so there's a piece that fell in my spoon. I want to get it out. There's a lot of healing things come from eating the comb and stuff too, so I'm gonna eat. Alright. That's 1 tablespoon. Two tablespoons. I'll mix it in. She has a basic bread recipe that she uses for 3 different recipes, or probably all of her bread. But if you'll go to her website or her YouTube channel and type in the search button, and you can say Holler Homestead. I wrote it on top of my page here. Holler Homestead, it's too easy. Basic bread 3 ways. And she's on YouTube. And she had this down in her comments, and I just printed it off. I like watching her a few times when I did the bread the first couple times. And she uses butter for her dinner rolls, but I also use it for my bread. Just because that's how me and my family like the taste. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and throw in butter with the yeast mixture. She does that herself. It calls for 2 tablespoons of oil. She uses olive oil or butter. And I did use the extra virgin olive oil. But we like the butter, like I said, better. And instead of 2 tablespoons, I did 3 tablespoons. The butter that I use is Land O'Lakes butter that I buy at Walmart. And it's salted butter, but not flavored. The reason why I choose these is because this is the closest to butter that I can come up with. It's just sweet cream and salt as the ingredients. So I just put a couple sticks in a nice little tub and let it be soft, and I refrigerate the rest till I need another stick in here. And I eyeball it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Why did you put a video on YouTube that used to get a gosh dang sweat to what you're supposed to?
Because that's what I felt I could do.
Did you break it?
No, it ain't broken.
Good.
It worked out just fine. That's my previous video. If you've missed that, go back and watch it.
And when you said I'm gonna do this one-handed me with the stand up in the moves that way, I said, use the gosh dang stand.
Hey Parker, I didn't have the stand with me. Quit interrupting my video here. Thank you.
You didn't know.
Alright, so we got the yeast, the water, and the honey mixed together, and we got to let it sit until it gets bubbly. And once it starts bubbly, it smells like yeast. So we're going to wait for that to do that, and it takes about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, something like that. So while that's happening, I go ahead and put up what I've already used, and then I'm going to start doing these dishes over here behind me. So I'm going to move you guys back over here. Y'all are plugged to the wall so I don't lose charge. And you're on my nice little stand that my friend Nicole got me. I really appreciate it. Alright, let's see if we can tilt this where you can see what I'm doing here for a little bit till our bread is getting bubbly. Go ahead and put this butter back in the refrigerator. Well, I got another stick I can put in there. Our next couple ingredients is salt. So I use this Redmond sea salt. If you can see, it's got a nice little red color to it, and it's got all kinds of minerals in it. I buy it in bulk from Redmond. I think it's Redmond salt online or something like that. I found out about them through Doug and Stacy on YouTube as well. They led me to Redmond Real Salt. They have a salt mine in Utah. I think it's Utah. I believe it is. There's a salt mine up there that's never been touched by contaminants, and that's where they get this salt from. And I also get the my brain does this quite often, y'all. Bentonite clay. There we go. I bought a big bag of bentonite clay. There's a lot of uses for that as well, but they both come from the Utah salt mine. And then I use all-purpose flour, and I've been using up old flour that I've had for a while. I'm just now getting into baking here at home. and I'm buying this kind of flour. This is about the cheapest flour that I can find with good ingredients, or how they came about. So this is King Arthur Baking Company. Unbleached is what I'm looking for. All-purpose flour. And I bought this also at Walmart. Starting to smell yeasty already, but it's not got the bubbles yet, and I'll show you what it looks like. So I've got those sitting out. It's a tablespoon of salt. So I use a half tablespoon because that's what I got right now. And get it out. Then it's 5.5 cups of flour, but I found that I had to add more flour after adding another tablespoon of honey and another tablespoon of butter. So I might go with 6 cups of flour, because I kept just handfuls of flour in there until the consistency was right. So we're going to go with 6 cups of flour. And I'm just going to reuse this here and measure it that way. So that's all ready. And I'll jump on putting up these dishes here. Sorry if this is a little bit boring to you. Hope it ain't. What do you guys like to do while you're doing your dishes? I enjoy looking out my windows. I used to have birds here that I would watch, and I think where we've got some stray cats around, we don't have as many birds anymore, so there went that. I don't know if you guys do or not, but I save straws from if we go to the restaurant and stuff. I save straws, and I save little cups if they're clear to use as little greenhouses, and the little tops. Then I have a straw cleaner, and we can reuse straws. It helps with trash, and then also having to buy straws. My son loves straws, but I keep them until they start getting chewed up or getting nasty on the ends is when I start tossing them. So and this little guy, if you see this in the background, I'm not sure how I acquired this, but it says Amazon on the back. I'm not sure what it's for. It's got what looks like a little charging port or something there, but I put my phone up on here, and I like to watch Holler Homestead while I'm doing my dishes. She has a nice little family, and I go back and watch their old shows and try to catch up on them, but she's got 6 years worth of stuff on there. So Ben and Meg, and they have 5 children and 1 on the way. So, and they're doing a homestead. It's their life story, and I really, really enjoy them. All right, let's get some dishes here. probably need to make some more tea. So we'll probably do that. And I also make my own toothpaste. And I'm out of that, so I'll be making some homemade toothpaste also. So if you stick with me throughout the video, you'll see those as well while we're waiting on the bread to rise or whatever's next. You never know, anything can help somebody, right? I'm running out of shampoo and I want to start making my own shampoo. So I'll be trying to learn something about that and I'll pass that along to you. I already make my own deodorant. That's working out pretty well. And I've made my own laundry detergent. So, and it works very well as too. So, trying to get back to the basics. Oh, I'm starting to smell the nice yeast over there. You'll know what I mean by it when you smell it. Let's go take a look, see what's going on over here in our little bowl. You can see, well, no you can't. Here we go. Can you see now? Let me see here. And you can see how it's kind of bubbly. And the butter's starting to melt down in there. And it's pretty much ready for us to add the rest of the ingredients in there. I wait till the yeast goes from one side of the bowl all the way to the other. So it'll bubble a little bit or it'll bubble a lot. And it's at a good place there. So let's get you set up here while I add stuff to our bowl. See if we can get you in here to see better. Lean you down some more. Now, how's that? Okay. So we let it set until bubbly. Now we're going to add salt, oil, which I've already got the butter in there. So that's our oil. And flour. And then we're going to knead the dough until it's soft and smooth and not sticky. And I'll show you that part. I've got a tablespoon of salt. Which I have a half a tablespoon, so I'm going to put 2 of these. 1, 2. She says 5½ cups of flour, which I'm going to do 6 because of the extra butter and honey, if you don't remember. Almost 4 cups. there's 4 cups. And I'm gonna add 2 more. I like storing my flour in these nice little containers with the rubber seal on them. Here it is. Here's what the top went. It's got a nice little rubber seal on them. I think we got these from Amazon. I got them from Christmas. And they snap on all the way around. It's a nice, good seal. And has a cute little label on top. You can write with a white marker that comes with it. So when I open a fresh bag like I'm doing now, I divide this out into those little containers, and then I go ahead and buy another bag of flour, and I store it in a Christmas tin. And that's just how I keep my pantry stocked up. I try to stay a little bit ahead right now. And if we get in a better position financially, I'll stock up even more. But that's what I have right now. That might help somebody also. Starting out small instead of doing big right now, because that's all I can do. We're at 2 cups there. So let's put this in here. And I'll transfer this to the other containers there. Once I get this down in here. And then we turn it on low, which for me it'd be number 1. And it'll keep kneading. It's really neat to watch how it transforms and changes. When I first ran this, I thought the noise was weird, and I started smelling something, and I think it was just the new that was coming off of the machine, and it does all right. See how the dough is pulling away from the edge of the bowl? It's all mixed in now. I'm going to show you what Meg showed in her video. You can see how it's all mixed up, but see how that just peels off? And if you stretch it out some, you can see little bits of flour still in there. So we want to knead it until, which it's not really that sticky, so that's good. But we want to knead it until it's nice and smooth. It looks chunky right now. Mesmerizing watching it. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to do some more dishes while that's still kneading. It's just going to take a little bit. Sorry it's a little bit noisy, but saved on my arms and wrist and everything. Dishes are fairly easy when you scrape all the food off. I've already done that this morning. I scraped it with this rubber scraper down into my chicken bucket and fed Red this morning. I opened her up a little while for a couple days, but I gotta close her back because it's getting cold again. I didn't close her all the way up, but it helps to have that plastic around the coop and run to keep her dry. And knock the chill off. She's by herself, I feel bad for her. guys want a news channel that tells you the truth, watch Newsmax. Alright, I'm starting to smell my machine a little bit, so I'm going to turn it off and let it cool down a minute. Let it calm down a little bit. I think because it's a, you know, an off-brand, that's probably why. It's made for making big batches of cookies and stuff, and I was hoping it would do good on my bread too, which it has. I don't like to walk away from it. I like to keep an eye on it. I opened it up, and I was going to show you guys here. Oh, that's much smoother. See how it doesn't pull apart as easy. It's not sticking to me, so that's good sign. So I'm going to take this little hook off. And take my little bowl out here. And one thing Meg does is she doesn't do 2 rises. She's fast at it. She's done it for years. And I felt like my dough was pretty dense. So what I do is I do a second rise. So I put this on the counter, which I don't want to do the countertop. I do my I have a really big cut table here. Big cutting board here. Put a little bit of flour on here, just so the dough doesn't happen to stick, which it really shouldn't. It's pretty good to go. Flop it out here. See how there's no dough stuck hardly at all to the thing, so I do need it just a little bit. Okay, it's in a nice little dough ball like thing. It feels pretty dense, so I like to just go ahead and put it right back in this bowl, and then I get a damp towel, a damp kitchen towel. So try to find one of my thin ones here. Wet it, wring it out. But I have some nice thick towels, but I also have these nice thin I don't know if these are called the tea towels or not, but I wet it some, lay it over top, and wait till it doubles in size. 10-15 minutes, something like that, depending on how warm your house is at the time. So until then, I'm gonna come back over here and finish doing my dishes here. Uh-oh. Mama made a mess. My cord knocked over this here cup. Luckily, the runoff landed in my trash can, so that worked out. Tad bit of a drink that Parker was probably drinking on, I don't know. I'll just drink the rest of it. And wash the cup. That's what mamas are for, right? Eat all the leftovers from the children, drink all the leftover drinks. Nah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's probably how I got so big. Now let's get back over here doing these here dishes. There's a flour bag. I've got a few more left to do. Then once I'm done with these, I'll get the little pans ready and set up. Because for the second rise, your dough sets up in your pans. And what this does right now is relax the gluten. That's that sticky stuff inside your bread. It relaxes it so you're not really fighting it or anything. It's resting right now. Wash my toothpaste container. It ain't really paste. It kind of is, kind of ain't paste toward the end. Kind of a liquid at the end. I think again it depends on how warm your house is, whether it be solid or liquid. It still works. It's not foamy like your commercial toothpaste, or it doesn't have a mint flavor, peppermint flavor, unless you have extracts. You know, you could do that, or what is that? Essential oils, I think. I do have a peppermint extract. I might try that. I might try that this way. But a little bit goes a long way, and I know that. on extracts. Wash my chicken bucket every day after feeding her. And I feed her just about anything. If she doesn't want it, she won't eat it. And it'll sit there and rot and create bugs for her to eat later. That's the way I look at it. She covers it up with the dirt and stuff inside. She's been digging, so that makes me happy. She's been digging and finding stuff. She was still sneezing a little bit today. Still has that spot on her comb. I don't know. It hasn't gotten any worse. She does have that scaly leg mite thing where her scales look like they're raised, but she won't let me touch her over heart. If she does let me touch her later, I'll be able to. I was thinking about rubbing some coconut oil on that. Help soften it up and heal it for her legs, and look up on what to do about the comb spot. But I know she looks like she's in pain trying to walk. Her scales are sticking up. I don't know. I ain't seen that on any of the other chickens I've had. And she's a different breed. She's mixed, I can tell. But with chickens, me and Hank were discussing, my husband, that chickens are pretty fragile. So what we might do, if something happens to her, we might end up starting with chicks and see how that goes. I just know it's a lot more work working on chicks. But we'll see how that goes, and maybe they'll let me handle them. Maybe a little bit closer so you can see. Let's see. Go this way, maybe. You're still plugged in. Let me unplug you. I'm sorry, guys. Don't mean to cover you up. Unplugged now. Whoops. I was going to show you how I do my iron skillet. I cook eggs in my little iron skillet every day. It ain't too dirty or nothing, but just to keep it maintenance and things. I just pour some hot water in here. If there's something sticky, you can add salt. I have a special brush just for my iron pan, so I don't use soap. And I just scrub it out. Rinse it out. And then we heat it up on the stove. And that completely dries all the little pores. Put it on medium until all the water droplets are gone. And while I wait on that, I clean my brush out, which my brush isn't that bad. But sometimes it's gotten pretty yucky where I do add some Dawn dish liquid and get it nice and back to clean again. I just don't use soap on the pans. Okay. And while this is drying, let's take a peek at our bread. It's rose just a little bit. Can't really tell. But once I get the pans ready, I'll go on and do the next step. So, a little water droplets. It's getting dark in here. There was some light. And to keep this nice and non-stick as possible, I use leftover bacon grease that I save. I just pour it in any jar I have. And yes, this is from 2021 bacon grease. So we go through a lot of bacon, but I don't use a whole lot of grease, so that's why. Like that. And, oh yeah, my paper towels is moved here because it fell off the wall. Yay! I see a little bit of water still. Let it sit for just a minute. While that's happening, I said a while ago I was going to make some green tea. I'm going to use my filtered water here. Fill up my tea pot to about 1 inch below the spigot, because when you have rolling water, if it's any more past that, it'll spew out. So I turn it around where I can see the spigot underneath the spigot. And I just eyeball it, you know, about 1 inch. For those of you that don't know, 1 inch is about down to your first knuckle from your finger. And I'll show you the best I can inside here. Let's see. I don't know if you can see down inside. Yeah, you can see in there. It's about 1 inch below the spigot opening. Alright. Set this aside for just a second, because my pan is now dry. As you can tell, there's no water spots. So I got the paper towel because I'm gonna stick my finger in here and just, my finger's clean, right? Plop a little bit of grease in there. Put this back in the refrigerator. That's where I store this one. And I'm filling up another one. And that's how I do my bacon grease, like change it out. But I keep that up there as I'm filling that, and then I put a date on that as well. Alright. So that's already melted. And I just kind of wiggle it around. You don't want a whole lot in there, but I do cook with bacon grease anyway. My eggs and stuff. I just take a towel. It is hot. Be careful. Wipe it down real nice, and then store it, and it'll keep the, should keep the pan from sticking. And I store my pans right now down here in the oven. Since this burner's hot, I'll go on and put my tea on here. Get my tea bags here. Knocking things over. I use Walmart brand green tea. It's the cheapest green tea, and it's just, the ingredient says green tea on it. So That's what I do. I look at ingredients. Whether they're truthful or not, I don't know. But I use about 4 tea bags of these for a gallon. I just let it steep longer than 5 minutes. Well, it says 1 to 2 minutes steep. So I let it steep for about 10. That gives it a nice, good color. And it doesn't taste like water. But I'm not wasting a whole lot of tea bags either. There's only 40 that comes in this box, which is about the same price as 80 or 100 in green tea or in black tea. So there you go. Go figure. Healthier stuff's always more expensive, right? Alright. So I do it like that. Just lay it down inside there. Just in case you don't know how to make tea. I just lay the tea bags down inside. Little strings over top. Put my little top on there. And I have it set to medium heat, which is sometimes I'll put it on 8 if I'm in a hurry. And I do let my ear do the listening, because my little spout where I've used it so much, it don't, well, it kind of does. It don't really whistle, but you'll see the steam come out. So when it starts steaming, I turn this off and set it off the burner. My husband made this for his mom. It's wood, and he laid it on top of a burner to burn that. It's pretty neat. So I found it and I said, well, I'm going to keep that. But that's where I put my teapot there to cool off and steep for about 10 minutes. Alright, so I got that going. Now, let's get our pans ready for our bread. The pans are down in the oven, ready for me to grab. I have 2 different kind of pans, but I have smaller pans than these, and it works better if you get bigger, as big as you can. Bread pans. Tilt you down here. And all we do is get my butter here. My hands are clean. Let's get a little pat of butter here. Might need more butter, I don't know. There's rub butter all over. I apologize for this being such a long video, but you can always pause if you need to. That's what I do when I'm watching my little shows. Pause, do what I need to do, come back to it. But I'm showing you real time on how to make bread, so that if you want to, you can make bread along with me next time. It's much healthier for you when you use your own ingredients. You know what kind of ingredients is in your bread. Don't have all that wacky stuff in it. Read the ingredients on the back of y'all's bread. Some of it can be scary. There's that pan. There's enough butter. Let's go by feel. Or if you can't go by feel too well, then you just show it in the light and you can see where it's shiny, where it's been done. I get all the corners. Makes your bread nice and brown all around the edges. Nice brown crust. And it pops out of the bread pan real easy. Now, let's see what's going on with our bread over here. Do you hear my teapot? Ain't nothing like a nice warm glass of tea, fresh from the pot. Now you can see it's about doubled in size. It's come out about half of the bowl there. So it's fine to go ahead and shape your loaves. Set that aside to wash. Alright, so I cut it in half.
Are you at a stopping point?
Huh?
Are you at a stopping point?
Not yet. I'm making a video how to make bread. What's up?
Are you recording?
Mm-hmm.
Travis.
Oh. Keys is over there on the table, I think.
But you was looking around when my table was out.
Not right now, I can't.
What?
I'm making bread.
Well, that's why I asked you that stopping point.
Yeah. I won't have one till the bread's done.
Is it out of the oven?
Right.
Oh,
It takes a while. I don't know. The bread cooks 30 minutes and it's got to rise in the pan till double in size. So probably another hour before I can leave.
that'd be fun.
Gotta run to Walmart, get a couple things. Don't know where that hair's come from. That's how you roll it out, and you lay it down in your pan here. There's one. Mash it down, and you just roll it the best way you can there. And then you fold it about halfway and fold this one about halfway. Roll it a couple times so it'll stick. And my tea is starting to do its thing. You can see it's, oh, you hear it? There's that. There's the nice steam warning. Turn it off. Set it there. And as far as my bread goes, I just cover it back up with this. You can tell there's space all the way around it. And I cover it back up until there is no space. And let it set. While that's setting, I wash up everything else from my stand mixer. Cooking thing here. also gonna wipe off my mixer. I always unplug my appliances from the wall because that saves on electricity. And every little penny helps, trust me. I'm also going to wash this cutting board here. I keep moving you all around here. Stay. Don't fall. I'm not sure what this spot is. I've cut tomatoes on here, a lot of them, and I've cut a lot of onion on here and stuff. I'm not sure what that's from, but the other side it has paint. So we used it as a painting board one time. I just haven't gave it a good clean, so I just used this side for my bread. This wash my countertop. I'm gonna leave this out to dry, and then I'll put it away. It's pretty dry in our house anyway. Stack it up here like Jenga or Tetris, whatever you want to call it, and everything will dry out real nice. Alright, now next on the agenda is the green tea, so I'm going to go grab that jug real quick out of the refrigerator. This is the jug I use. I got this at the dollar store a couple years ago, or last year or something like that. And I go on and pour out this into a couple cups because we'll probably drink it here real soon. And then I wash this out. Soap and water again. Keep it nice and clean. Some green tea. Daddy probably wants some green tea. Delicious. A little squirt. Be careful pouring straight hot water into a cold jar. It'll crack. It'll bust. It's happened to me. I have this nice little bottle brush. It helps out a lot. I've had it since Parker was a baby. Using it for his bottles. That's 9 years ago, right? Boy, time flies. We wanted to have another baby, and I had some complications during childbirth. So, don't know if y'all want to hear that or not, but the cervix shut, and the doctors had a hard time getting the placenta out. Almost died. But I had a perfect pregnancy. No morning sickness. I'd walk stairs when I was on break and stuff. Try to stay healthy. Toward the end, my third trimester, though, I had swollen ankles, and I was borderline diabetic, and they told me to not eat salt or sugar, and that was hard. And then when I was in labor, the baby's blood pressure went up some, or my blood pressure went up or something. He also had a bowel movement, so they had to clean me out. Just a lot of things happened. But he was healthy, just a little small, because the ultrasounds, they told me he was going to be like a 7 or 8 pound baby, and he was a 5 pound baby, so that scared me. Why is he 5 pounds? He's supposed to be 8. And that was only 2 days before my due date, so it ain't premature, you know. It was weird. I didn't have the really bad contractions like most women do, but I had a little bit of a tightening in my belly. I was like, is this a contraction? I called the hospital. They said, write down how far apart they are. Every time you have one, write down the time. And when they get within a certain amount, I can't remember the time, maybe a minute apart or 2 minutes apart, something like that. 10 minutes apart, I don't remember. But anyway, when it gets to that certain point, come on in. And it was within 30 minutes to an hour waiting. Then I had to go on in to the hospital. It's pretty neat. So, got my jar all washed up here. I start with regular filtered water to about the bottom of that circle there, just so the hot water is not the first thing that hits this jar. I'd say filtering water takes the longest. When I refill this, it's quicker at filtering. When I change out the filter, it's quicker. But over time, it starts to slow down. I use pure cane sugar. I think Murano from Walmart is the kind of sugar I use. I think that's the brand. And I got us down from 2 cups of sugar per gallon. Yes, we used to drink that much. Down to 3/8 of a cup of sugar per gallon. You can taste the sweetness, you can taste the green tea. It's not overpowering sweetness, just like sugar water, you know? You can actually taste it. I went lower than the 3/8. I went to 2/8, and it was pretty much a bland taste, and I like the sweetness for sweet tea. So if I can do it, you can do it. Parker's playing something a couple rooms over, and you can probably hear him. Hey Parker, calm down. Turn the volume down. Silly boy. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. On a side note, don't know if I showed this to you or not, but if you have a cat that bothers you, wants you to play with him, or throw a ball or aluminum ball or find toys, and you get tired of doing it, buy this. The ball stays in place, and I sprinkle a little catnip on there, and he goes to town. Of course, where the new wore off, he's not doing it as much, but he enjoys it. I'm gonna go put this back in his room. Excuse the mess, it's still messy. Haven't been to this room yet, cleaning. But he has a nice little area here. Cracked window, cat litter box, food, water. He's got all his toys in this little cubby thing. And that's where I keep it. There's my little Rocco. My little Rocco. Hey. Calm down, son. Goodness. When children get into their games, it's crazy. I kind of block the door so the dog doesn't chase the cat all the way up in the room. I try to give the cat a little bit of space. And he's laying there like, Mommy, I'm a good doggy. Yes. Pet my belly. What are you doing? Dirty, muddy belly. But he's a good dog. He's swap. Made my room about full of muddy. Okay. Get you back over here with my tea. My water should be pretty much filtered. When you go to pour, hold this top because it will fall off and water will go everywhere. Trust me. I know. Let's fill this up some more. Usually I have this, I have a bunch of water saved up. I'll fill that up and then I'll fill this up, keep it filled. But I only have a little bit in here today. Okay, so I got my jug about halfway filled up. Sugar's pretty much dissolved. It dissolves better in hot water, of course. Now I feel safe dumping the hot water into my jar here. So I take these over here a little bit. I take the top off. Watch out for the steam, it's hot. I grab these 4. Hold them up. Looks like one come undone or something silly. I press the tea bags into the pot with the top. Get all the juice out of them. Then I put this in my compost bucket. I keep an old coffee bucket down here. I put all my coffee grounds, my tea bags, hair, sweeping up dirt, dog hair, everything goes in that little bucket for my compost. The food goes in the chicken bucket and everything else goes in the compost. And then I slowly pour it in. Not sure how long the tea sat in there, but I think I like a little bit of the darker color. But I think this is the perfect shade. With green tea, it's going to be lighter. It's not going to be black like you think, the black tea. And then to rinse this little pot out, I go on and pour some of this filtered water down in here. Shake it around a little. Kind of gets all the little tidbits out. And now my pot's clean. Fill the rest of this up with water as it gets filtered in. We're almost there. I keep drinking this here tea. Let's take a peek at our bread here. It's not warm enough yet, I guess. My house. It's getting there though. This side did anyway. What is going on? Why is there so much? Okay. This one's fell over some. It'll be alright. It'll bake the same, hopefully. Well, I don't know. He keeps flopping. Hopefully it will. And I can't remember. It looks like it's doubled in size. I'll let it sit a little bit longer till it comes above the top of this here pan. Yeah, a little bit more. You'll see little bumps on your towel. You'll see a little bump on your towel when it's ready.
I need water. Golly.
Want some water?
That man's cracked. Gosh dang.
Calm down. I got some green tea here if you want some.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh yeah. Here you go. You want mine or that one? Whoa. Even kids like it.
think. I'm coming.
He really loves his new room where it's all set up. Hey Parker, can I come show your room?
Yeah.
Right quick. All my Christmas stuff's
What
new.
did we do?
Looks a little sad in my corner without the tree.
Oh, you want that? You want that? Oh, God.
Shh. Calm down.
Get out if you don't want to hear noise. This is my room.
But if you remember from before,
Where are you?
he's got lots of room now to play.
Where are you? Where are you?
Everything's all in its place.
Hey.
We hung up a bunch of his weapons on the wall.
Give me.
And I put a lot of his tall weapons here, and I made another tote under there for.
Crazy.
Told you he had a lot of weapons.
For the lava.
So he can actually get to this desk if he wants to. He can pull this out. Have his drum set if he wants. And everything is
Look, sweet, come here.
put up here nice and neat. Let me get out of here.
No, I literally just turned off my.
Kids are funny. One day you're gonna miss this. Let me feed my doggy since my son's not going to. I try to keep their food bowl full. My pets, they don't chow down and stuff, but King will eat about 3 or 4 big scoops a day. Eats when he wants to. Keeping their food in these big containers has helped a lot. Keeps mice out. I don't know how little piece gets way over here, but you know. He's a good boy, yes. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. Rotten. Rotten. Everybody's rotten. Okay. Now let's see if my water's filtered. Phew. And there we have our green tea. Yay! Oh, and it's heavy. I'm gonna take it over here to my refrigerator. I'll set you there before I drop this big old jar. That would not be fun. There we go. And now I'm gonna go ahead and empty out my oven here. I'll set everything to the side over here. And I do leave my my rack in the middle to bake my bread on. I do leave it in the middle. And we have to bake it at 375 until golden brown, which is about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this 375. And after that's done preheating, I'd say be alright. I'm gonna throw these in. In the meantime, I gotta find my toothpaste recipe. I got this cute little purple folder, and I thought, why not just stick my recipes in here? Some of them that's been given to me. And let's see. Oh, I think it's on this page I wrote. Right here, toothpaste. And I got this from Dr. Eric Berg, DC, from YouTube. And he put that on there on the January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. September the 12th in 2022. This is what he thought was good toothpaste that works with your saliva naturally. 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of H2O2, which is hydrogen peroxide, and 3 drops of cinnamon or clove oil. He thought that was a good touch to the toothpaste. I used ground cinnamon and stuck it in there just to see, and because I didn't have oils, and that didn't work out too well. You had cinnamon specks in your teeth. So that didn't work. And last time I just left it out, and it worked out fine. I still felt the cleanliness, the bubbles a little bit. But I think, yeah, I do. I have some peppermint extract. I might just put a little tiny drop in that and see how that works. Let me smell this. I gotten this because I was going to make a bunch of donuts. Like, this ain't even been open. I had this and banana extract, and I don't know, I just bought a bunch of stuff, I think, a while back. But I learned that peppermint kept mice away, so I'd put a cotton ball and put peppermint around, and it kind of worked, but kind of didn't. Oh, it smells wonderful. It smells like peppermint. Of course. Hence the name. Alright, so we got coconut oil.
When you're ready to go, let me
I'll let you know, Dad.
hold on there.
Sorta.
45 minutes.
If that. Yeah.
That works.
Okay, you want some green tea? I got some
No, I
here.
got my thing up there.
Alright. You want to tell the people about your shop? No?
It's a swamp.
Swamp, that's right. He calls it the swamp like MASH.
That's where I'm headed. Oh, I need another gin.
We'll see you.
You can record it later if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at it sometime. Won't we, guys? Okay. Coconut oil, baking soda, and peroxide. Baking soda, baking soda, baking soda.
Baking soda. Where are you?
Okay, baking soda. I bought a big old bag of this baking soda in the pool section at Walmart probably a couple years ago, and it's still lasting me. It's baking soda. It works. Alright, and I'll be back for hydrogen peroxide. This stuff does not go bad, but I've got so much peroxide and alcohol give to me from my mother-in-law. I had to set myself, right? And how often do you really use it? So my mother-in-law had some, and then I helped a lady clean and do her yard work, and she ended up moving to Texas. I miss her. She was really nice. But they wasn't able to move with this kind of chemical stuff. So I got, I don't know, like 3 bottles or more of alcohol and hydrogen peroxides on the set, probably for life. So if you see dusty bottles or something, that's why it's been sitting around a while. Okay, so let me get my jar back out that I'd washed a while ago. Where are you? Here I am, how do you do? Okay. Now, I got a little jar here, one of those tiny ones. That's what I keep it in because I don't have tubes or anything. I just go with what I got, right? Okay, teaspoon coconut oil. Excuse me. And sometimes this stuff hardens up because coconut oil does harden up. If it's hot in my bathroom, it's oily in my toothpaste too, so I don't mind. It all works the same whether it's liquid or solid, right? Let's kind of mash it. Coconut oil has lots of great uses. I use it and let it melt in my fingers and rub it all over the cat, back his neck and stuff where he scratches from the fleas that I've been trying to get rid of. I use diatomaceous earth to help with that around the house, but it's not 100% foolproof thing. But I rub it on his neck and it helps him heal. He hates it. Let me tell you, he hates it in his fur. But then he comes to me all happy the next couple of days or so. A half teaspoon of baking soda. Half teaspoon baking soda. Eventually I'm going to make my own bar soap as well. A quarter teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide. Not a cup, quarter teaspoon. There we go. Well, there's my oven. Alright. Pause on that a minute. We've got all the time in the world. Alright, let's get this out of the way so you can see me put the bread in the oven. Got a little bit of a bump there. Let's see. There's number one. Number two. And I put a space in between that looks like another pin could fit through. And I just put them in there. We'll set our oven to 30 minutes. 30 minutes works out perfectly here. If I were you, I'd keep an eye on it the first time or two that you do it. And just make sure you want the right darkness, lightness, whatever. I'm gonna get down in here and get out the wire rack that I'm gonna put them on when they come out. Lay this towel to the side here. Where I have such an old house made back in the 40s, I believe, 1940s or 50s. I don't have a whole lot of storage space, so everything's piled on top of each other right now. Till I get my pantry anyway. Things will open up. I'll have space for everything. Where am I going to put my bread? Probably right here. There we go. Put the rack right there and have it ready. So I'm done with the coconut oil. I'll put it up out of the way. Done with the baking soda. Put it up out of the way. I'll show you guys real quick. You see me walk away, it takes me a minute because everything's piled up on top of each other here and in behind. So I'm digging and trying to read, and we do what we can around here, right? It'll be all perfect one day. Alright. Now, I'll get you back down here. I'm done with the peroxide. I'll put it up real quick. And we're gonna try to pour just a teeny tiny bit of this here peppermint in here. Let's see if I can do it. Steady hands. Oh, there's a drop. See how that worked. Put that back. Now all I gotta do is just mix it up, and I just use one of my little spoons here that we use to measure with. Ooh, I smell the peppermint. That's so cool. Kind of hard to mix because my oil is solid, but I just keep mashing it best I can. Now, coconut oil is not the best tasting stuff in the world. But with this peppermint, maybe it'll be different. I just know my teeth was feeling nice and sparkly after I got done brushing my teeth. And that's what matters. Nice and clean and sparkly. So I just put a tiny bit of this on my toothbrush. Back for more tea, darling. Yeah. And that's what it looks like. But as it sits in my warm bathroom, it might melt down to a liquid. But regardless, it still works. I put just a tiny bit on my toothbrush. Whether I rinse my toothbrush and dip and just scoop a little bit with my toothbrush, or use my finger, depending on the consistency what's in here. That's how I get it on there. Toothpaste. And then I put a question mark whether or not I'd like it or not. But I do. It's alright. And if I really like this peppermint deal, I'm going to write in here peppermint. Yes. So, that is how I make my own toothpaste. And let's see. I'm going to put this in the bathroom. Can't wait till we get our bathroom redone. And we'll have more room for that stuff too. But right now, just got a nice little lamp up here, plugged up for light. I had it all cleaned yesterday, but of course, we live in our house. Nothing's spotless around here. Well, we got about 25 minutes, and we'll be able to see the end result of our bread. What I end up doing is I let it completely cool. I made the mistake of covering it in a bread bag that I had saved from grocery store bread, and it molded the next day. You live and you learn, right? But don't do that. Let your bread completely cool off. And then, this last time, I tried this, and it worked out perfectly. I took saran wrap, or cling wrap, and I wrapped the bread around like this, and then I'd get another cling wrap, and I'd go the other way. And do it like that. And I put it up in my bread box way behind me. You can see it. I put it up in there, and actually I'll get a piece from there because I still have a little bit left. I have a little bit left, and this is my second loaf from last week's bake, and we loved every bit of it. It wasn't as dry as it was before, adding the extra honey and the extra butter, and still has a little bit of a crumble to it. You can't really fold it before it'll break apart. So like Hank pointed out today, you can't really eat like a hot dog bun with it. It would break, you know. But you could at the very beginning after it comes out fresh. It does mold around pretty well. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah. Now the second loaf, I do the same thing with the saran wrap, but I also wrapped it in aluminum foil 2 different directions, so it's completely enclosed, and I laid it upside down in my freezer. And this is the second loaf from the freezer, because if I leave it up there, it may mold, and where I make 2 batches at a time, and we're just 3 people, we only go through 1 loaf of bread in a certain time, you know. So when I get down to about a little less than half a loaf, that's when I pull out the other frozen loaf, and you thaw it out right side up. So if you freeze it upside down, thaw it right side up. If you freeze it right side up, thaw it upside down. Something about the yeast settles as it freezes, and once it gets flipped, the yeast will come right back through. I'm not sure. I was just taught that. So I left it in the aluminum foil, thawed out, up in my bread box for a couple days until I went through the whole loaf, and then I opened it up, and the saran wrap seems to be the best option here at my house. Sometimes it gets hot in here because of our heat, sometimes it's chill, but up in that bread box it does get warm because it's up closer to the ceiling. So for me, hopefully that helps somebody. I've been looking at bread bags and things, and I just don't know where it's breathable. It still means that the bread would get air, which to me seems like mold. Air, moisture is mold. Dry air might be good. I don't know. But you guys can try it out. This is what works for me. Let's see. Put my other cups things up. And I'm gonna go put this back. It is very, very delicious. Actually, you know what? I might just go ahead and cut a piece off and show you all. This is a week, and this is the second loaf of bread. Get this little cutting board out. And I like my little bread knife here. The serrated bread knife. I'll point you down. I just cut slices out as I need it, because sometimes you might want a thick slice, or sometimes you might want a really thin slice. You know, if you want to make garlic bread or something, you can use garlic bread. You just cut big thick slices. I made the yeasty rolls last time, but I don't know what I done wrong. I probably didn't cut them small enough. and they was really hard when I baked them. But this is how I cut it. Just, it's beautiful bread. Might be a little shorter than what store-bought bread is because I don't think I let this rise as good. When it bakes in the oven, it doubles, so it will rise more. But this is, I'll show you, it kind of breaks after a while, but still makes good like sandwiches for sausage patties and stuff like that too. And I've put bacon on here, it's so good. Egg sandwiches, it don't matter. You can get 2 slices and make it. Put butter on bread, whatever you want to do with it. But when it comes out fresh, buddy, I'm all about that bread. Fresh bread is my weakness. And I'm just going to keep reusing these cling wraps until they're not reusable again. But I wrap it one way and then I wrap it the other way just to keep all the air out of it. And it seems to work. I mean, there's no mold on here a week later. And every time I had anything else, I was starting to get mold a week later. Starts green and yellow and all that good stuff. I like how it's so soft in your mouth, it balls up. I love it. So like me, anytime I get a new recipe, I go by the recipe. And then if I have to tweak it here and there, you can tweak it. Write you a note on your recipe. That way you know what to do next time. Tweak it some more. I had to do a few little runs to get it correct and perfect and no mold, you know. Soft, chewy. It's great bread. After a while, like right now I don't have that yeasty taste, but at the end of my first loaf of bread, you could taste a yeasty taste. Now, I think I let the yeast go a little bit more bubbly last time because I walked away. That's a bad thing to do, walking away in your kitchen. But I think I went down to the chickens after getting it ready, and I come back and it's like, man, it was pretty bubbly. Okay, let's see. We got 16 more minutes in the oven. I know you guys are probably bored of looking at me and listening to me talk. And I'm not a very good video person because I'm usually pretty shy. But I'm going to end the video now, drink the rest of my green tea, and eat the rest of this bread. And I'll do a short on the bread coming out of the oven, and you'll get to see that coming out of the oven and dumping it out onto my wire rack. And then again, just let it cool completely. Takes a couple hours. You come over, touch it, you know, you feel any warmth, don't wrap it. Take it from me. And you can cover it with a towel, okay, to let it cool. I'm going to just reuse my tea towel that I've been using to cover and let it rise. So we just cover it over and let it completely cool off. So later on tonight I'll wrap it. We got to run and go to Walmart. We have a couple errands to run, and we're just going to relax. Today's Sunday. It's a relaxing day. So thank you for sticking with me this long. It's almost a 2-hour video. and I'll get you another video showing the bread coming out, alright? Because we got another 15 minutes left. So, until next time, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff.
Bye. It's now called y'all.
Yeah.
You've been filming for an hour?
No, 2 hours. Or should I wait another 15 minutes? 14 minutes. Maybe I should just wait. Because you've been waiting this long with me, I think you'll stick with me till the end. Parker, is there anything you want to share with our viewers? If not, I'm going to go check out Dad's building real quick.
Like, I had a friend playing with him, and he just quit because he's waiting on me on the girl tag. But he was like juking me and all that because I was like lava or rock, whatever you want to call it. And like I accidentally hit my finger on the ball and it didn't hurt, but it actually got me to tag him.
You tagged him?
And he's like, well, how did you do that? I'm like, that was a pure accident, buddy.
If you understood that.
Be happy.
Be happy. Alright. Happy children are the joy of life. Happy animals too. The cat, he waits until the dog goes outside and he'll come out of his little cat room. Meow, 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 meow. Every now and then I'll throw a little piece of aluminum foil and let him play with that. Or if I had something plastic, I don't know, some kind of trash, I don't know. Cats will play with anything, okay? Well, I always watched him too to make sure he wouldn't like choke on it or anything like that. A straw even he would play with. So just later on I'd pick it up, trash it or whatever. So I play with the cat every day. I play with the dog every day because when I go down to the chicken, I keep forgetting I only have one left. I go down there and visit with her a while. And I'll sit there and I'll talk to her. She will chirp, chirp, chirp at me. It's like she's talking to me and I love it. I enjoy it. I love watching her. I always try to make sure that they are eating and drinking and kind of watch them. Be attentive of what's going on. Like that spot on the back of her comb, it's white and black a little bit, and I've never seen that before, but I make a note of it in my mind when it starts, and I try to Google and learn and all that stuff about chickens, and everybody has so much different stuff, but I try to combine everything that I read with praying to the Lord and see what all that I need to do. I'm not a veterinarian, okay? So I try to go by as natural as I can. If it's time for them to go, I just let them go on and go. We don't eat them because there's something wrong with them. And it almost feels like a loss to me because all of the food that you put out to them, the feed or whatever that you buy for them, and the time that you put out there for them. But we can always get more if we need it. It's hard at first. This is my first year doing chickens. I'm learning, I'm living and learning at the same time, doing the best that I know. But I did a lot of research before getting chickens. And then the sicknesses and stuff, I'm just learning as they come along. And a lot of times you learn better as experiencing, right? When you experience it, you learn it, you remember it. And that's how I teach Parker, even with homeschooling. We do things that would help him learn and remember at the time, not just stuff. That's what I feel like our public schools are doing, is just stuff. Anything and everything that they can think of, they just throw it on the children, Right now is a good age for him to count money and learning how to do money and stuff, because he's working on his chores, earning money. He knows how to spend money. But as far as math, he uses money to do math. So what we do when we DoorDash, we have a set goal for the day. And he's excited to come home and play that VR, right? Or any game, or watch TV, or whatever. Because he's not doing it while he's on DoorDash. So it gets him eager to learn math by, okay, Mom, we have, and he's doing it in his mind too, which helps. I said, now picture it, 75 minus, say we made 12. So what's 5 minus 2? What's 7 minus 1? And he'll come up with it. And he's like, okay, we got that much left. And it's a countdown for him. So every time we get an order, how much did we make, Mom? How much did we, Daddy does the same thing too. How much did we make? How much? And I'm excited too, because I'm ready to be home too. But it was a time frame, and now it's we need this amount before we can go home. So that works out good. He's learning, and he's remembering, and it's experiencing as well. That's how I do our homeschool. Now, I do homeschool also during DoorDash, some paperwork like puzzles, crosswords. I do have some books, 3rd grade book, 4th grade book. He's actually 4th grade, but he hasn't done all the 3rd grade books, so why start 4th grade book when you don't have all the 3rd grade done? So I go on and do with that. It's easier for him anyway. He's actually engaged in doing it. So certain math, we're learning it. Division and multiplication was always hard for me when you first start. And they're already really pushing that on them at 3 years old. So we work with him a different way on it. And don't know if you guys are homeschooling your children or not. But dividing and multiplying, I tell them groups, how it's this many groups of this. Or you're taking this group and you're dividing it into different groups. So you make little hash marks on a piece of paper and you circle that many. And each circle is a group, right? So how many groups do you have? So we're learning it in a different way, not what they're teaching. So he can still come up with the answer without a calculator. He knows how to work a calculator. That's good too. But if you can come up with a little bit of math in your brain without using a calculator, sometimes it's faster. Trying to push a button to get the calculator button on there, and you push a wrong button, then you get upset because you pushed the wrong button, and you're like, where's it at? That's me. I don't know if it's you all or not, but that's me. Timer says 6 minutes. Woohoo! Me jabbering a little bit has helped. I just kind of wanted to do one video of this whole shebang, so that if you're doing it with me, you can do other things too. What did I push? I meant to push the oven light. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't mess it up. Anyway, I was trying to do the oven light and see if you guys can see through this here. Oh, we can. Where's the other one? There it is. Right there. See how they double in size when they bake. Now where this one cooked over to the side, it's got a big slit on top of it. I ain't had that happen to me yet, but it's still edible, correct? Correct. Might be a crazy looking slice, but nothing's perfect. It's homemade. That's the most important thing. That's good. I'm gonna show you this while I'm at it too. Have you heard of the garlic and honey? My friend Nicole, love her heart, she started this for me. She had 2 of them going. And I think she used 2 different kinds of garlic. But this one is Silver Rose and Northern White. I think that's garlic names. I'm not sure. And I did everything that was supposed to do. And look, it's getting a nice, pretty dark color. It's at the end of its ferment. And there's a lot of white stuff at the bottom. But sometimes I'll shake it up and get that going. But you're supposed to take a spoonful of this juice if you start to feel yucky. And it's a raunchy smell at first, but the longer that sits, they say it tastes a lot better. Some of them say it even tastes like candy. We learned this from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I really enjoyed their channel too. There's a lot of good information in that. And it works. You can even eat the garlic pieces out of it. It's a very stout piece of garlic though, and your breath may stink, but you're better. Like my nose cleared up. It was stuffy. And I remember a while back, my nose was so stuffy and my throat was getting a little sore. So I ate a piece of this garlic, which you can cut it up in smaller pieces if you want. But I ate a small piece of garlic. And buddy, not within 5 minutes of having that, I mean a minute maybe, seriously, my nose opened up and my throat quit hurting because of the honey and the garlic. It was amazing. Oh no, I'm out of green tea. It's okay, I got a whole nother gallon in the fridge. Woohoo! During this time, I check to see if my dishes are dry and I start putting dishes away. If I'm in the kitchen, I'll stand on my feet all day. Just finding stuff to do. I mean, I can always clean something around here. Like the other day, I get sidetracked so easy. I don't know if I can do this with one hand or not. Let's see. Push up her. There we go. But I get sidetracked so easy, and I had, what was I cleaning? I don't remember. I was cleaning something, and I used it. Oh yes, duh. I was cleaning the washer with the dry erase. I mean, not the dry erase. Wow. Magic eraser. There we go. Well, then I started coming over here, and I started magic erasing my refrigerator, and I wanted to show you all before and after. Pretty cool, huh? So that magic eraser does a lot. It's pretty neat. But this stuff here is probably from this heater, because look at the top of the heater. It's also got that same color. And I'll clean it too. Once we're done with this season, I clean it too. Tea time. 14 seconds, 13 seconds. Woohoo!
7, 15, 14, 12, 11, 10. Happy New Year!
Alright. Let me set you all down and get my little oven mitts out. Get you angled down here. Pulling it out of the oven and placing it on my wire rack. There we go. That's a good angle. I know, guys. I know. It's there. Timer off. Cancel off. Oven light off. There's my flicked piece of bread. Hey, it'll eat. But look how easy this just pops right off. So they can come out all wonky. They're gonna come out all wonky when I'm trying to show somebody too, huh? Usually how it happens. But that's all right. I just probably didn't roll it up tight enough is what that is. That's all that is. But it's beautiful. And it's best to wait to cut it when it's nice and cooled off. And since I got bread left, I still wait. A lot of times I can't wait. But it's big and beautiful. And very tasty. I hope you enjoyed this video. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.